do you need 7 minutes?
5 to 7.
5 to
Right.
7?
But I should be able to do
When you're at the 5-minute mark, I'm gonna go like that.
it. Good?
Okay?
According to the federal rule, as of February 2015, there's 48.7% of all people in prison are from drug-related charges. Today, we're going to be looking into the drug cocaine, the places that have legalized the drug and what cocaine can do for our country. After doing research in many credible sources, I have come to a reason to legalize it for recreational purposes. Legalizing cocaine will bring more money in your pockets, society's pockets, and give Americans a greater meaning to the word freedom. Everybody wants extra cash and the ability to make their own choices. Money saved is money earned. Cocaine isn't that bad with moderate use. But the people that can't control themselves ruin it for everyone else. Back in 1912, it was legal. And then there was 5,000 cocaine-related deaths, which led to the ban in 1922. According to the National Council on Drug Association, there are about 2.5 million alcohol-related deaths every single year. Cocaine does have medical purposes, as according to the Academy of Otolary, no other drug combines the vasoconstriction and the anesthetic properties that cocaine brings. Anesthetic is a numbing effect, and vasoconstriction is the narrowing of blood vessels, which slows down bleeding. Cocaine affects the neurotransmitter dopamine, which makes you feel really good. And if used at very low dosages and properly ingested, it can have little to no long-term effects. And you could actually compare caffeine and cocaine, as they both affect the nervous system and the adorsal system. But caffeine is legal. Since we are the products of our environment, the propaganda that's been fed to us has told us that caffeine is acceptable. But it all comes down to freedom of choice. We all want, like, if somebody wants to relax after work, they should have the right to do so, just like they do with alcohol and tobacco and other legal substances. And just because something is legal doesn't mean we will all become addicts. That's self-control, and that's not going away. For the people that can't control themselves, they will find a way to get that pick-me-up, and they are costing us money. Americans have been forced to cough up $1.5 trillion since the drug war began. And that number continues to rise at exponential rates, while the rate of drug addiction, the cost of it, remains relatively stable. That's a lot of money. And money like that can go towards things like, you can see a decline in your taxes, you can see a new industry for jobs, you can see more money into programs like NASA and education. All these, the possibilities are endless, but not guaranteed. But there will be benefits made. And if cocaine is sold in a controlled market, you're looking at millions of dollars easily. Just like marijuana got the ball rolling. According to the government website of Colorado, in the month of February 2015, they brought in $3 million in taxes. Prohibition keeps the price of the drugs high, which leads that the main suppliers to be violent cartels, which lead to, just like prohibition of alcohol led to organized crime. And according to the Lehrman Institute of American History, prohibition is supposed to lower the access to drugs, but actually has the opposite effects. Most officers that have first-hand experience of the drug war actually are all for legalization of drugs. And as counterintuitive as it may seem, legalizing cocaine may be the best way to achieve the goals that prohibitionists have set out. And some countries have already dipped their toes in it. Now we're going to look at places that have legalized cocaine. Czech Republic and Colombia have it legal to have 1 gram for personal use. Portugal has decriminalized all drugs, and the United States and the United Kingdom have for medical use. And according to the textbook Illegal Drugs by Paul Geilinger, cocaine is a Schedule II drug, which means that it has medical use, but is highly addictive. And if they have a license from the Department of Health, then they can use it to prescribe for chronic back pain and surgeries. And since Portugal decriminalized all drugs, they have seen a 50% decline in all drug abuse, drug-related crime, infections, and the people that are addicted to drugs are treated like sick people. And according to Forbes magazine, there are currently 40,000 people being treated for drug abuse. That's a far cheaper and more humane way to tackle the problem than to lock up 100,000 criminals. There are currently no countries that have a controlled market. And that problem can be solved if pharmacies act as distributors to lower the price of the drug and sell for half the price. There's a reason why you don't see shootouts between Budweiser and Bud Light. That's because their disputes are settled in court. Despite the damage and addiction that alcohol brings, it's legal and sold openly. We have now brought to reason that legalizing cocaine isn't such a crazy idea after all. And there's a lot to be gained with the legalization of cocaine, as you've seen with other countries dipping their toes in it, and the benefits it can bring, that can save and generate to everything that it can bring. Cocaine has brought a very bad image on itself. But I hopefully have expanded your minds and see things in a different perspective to understand that legalizing cocaine will bring benefits to our country and to ourselves. Thank you.